Hello everybody and welcome back to Tlatoani, where apparently we have a new mission goal here. Our settlement should be fully enclosed by walls. Well, we're already working on that. It might take a little while. This here, of course, we didn't rebuild this section of wall, but now that this gatehouse is built, it should be fine. And, oh, this is just kind of awkward, isn't it? It definitely is. Let's just run a road up kind of like that. Okay, that should be fine. Let's get this section of wall put back in. This is not the way I want it to be facing. Yeah, that way. Okay, so that looks good for the time being, and we should be able to cross through this. Let's find out here real quick. Yeah, we can cross through that, so that's pathfindable. So that looks good. Now, another thing I want to think about is I was thinking about maybe putting a porter yard out over this direction. So that would be about here. You can see here, this can reach up to here. So if we did a porter yard here, or maybe even a porter stop, this would connect over here, and that would definitely be a better place to put this. So we would then get some timber, and we'd set that to balance, and we'd do the same with clay and stone. So balance and balance. And then we would, I don't know, like accept meat as well. So something like that. So this would haul the meat over this way. And then we can do the same thing up over here. You can see this goes up to here in the distant reach. So that looks okay. We can do a porter yard right about here. Too close to a structure that requires clearance. Okay, so we can put it here. This is going to clear out some of this forest. I'm okay with that. So this would once again be accepting meat, and then timber would be on balance, and then clay and stone would be on balance. Okay. So the idea behind that is to help with this construction up here. So this porter yard, it's a little awkward, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So what I'm thinking right now is a road that goes through like this, allowing us to reach up to here. And then this porter yard would go in maybe like here. Yeah. That's a much better location. Okay, so once again, we would accept meat, and then we would balance timber, clay, and stone for now. So something along the lines of that. This is going to remove this tree, but that's okay. We have plenty of trees in this area, so I'm not too concerned about that. So that looks good for now. That should help us get a lot of this done, but there's also this section out over here. And this is a little tougher to cram a porter yard into. We could maybe put a porter stop here. Or here, actually. It would fit here. And that would just squeak in down over this way. So I kind of like that, actually. So we can only do 2 here. And I think we need timber and we need stone out over this way. So that's a little awkward, but this hunter lodge can reach this porter yard. So this porter yard can accept meat. That'll be fine. So that looks good for now. And we don't get any clay up over here. I don't think we need clay for any of these, though. That is stone and timber, stone and timber, and stone and timber. So yeah, that looks good. So that'll be fine for now. We'll get all of that underway. I'm still waiting for us to get this done, but hopefully eventually. And then as far as this out over here goes, I'm kind of thinking we should build a road that goes like this and connects in kind of like that to each of these locations so that these towers have a bit of a connection like that. We could maybe connect this tower into the road as well, like that. And then this tower would connect here and then like this. And then this tower is connected. Okay. So that seems reasonably fine. We're still working on getting all of this going, of course. Do we have pulque flowing up at this moment? That, I think, is potentially a negative. Oh, no, it's Megui. We are flowing Megui up. Yes, that is correct. So that looks good, and we may need to build more breweries. Now, we're definitely going to need to build some religious structures. So, to that end, let's take a look at what we've got going on with our religion right now. All of the gods are feeling neglected, and we should probably do something about that. So, what do we think about building these 2 temples? So, this is rather large. That's not considered a scenic neighborhood. This has abysmal symmetry, but is considered a scenic neighborhood. Okay. So what I'm thinking right now is we would then do a couple of shrines first. So shrines are much, much smaller, right? So weak symmetry requires scenic neighborhood. Average symmetry. Good symmetry here. We're looking for strong symmetry, ideally. And that's abysmal symmetry, awful symmetry. The best I've seen is good symmetry over this direction. I wonder about over here. That's a scenic neighborhood requirement. What about down here? Abysmal symmetry, awful symmetry, average. Here's a strong symmetry location. So we could definitely put that in there. So next up, we would do this shrine. And let's see about finding another symmetrical location. So this is now a good symmetry over here. This is average. Here is strong. So we'll do that. Okay. And then we would need... Let's see. Quetzalcoatl still needs a shrine. So we could definitely do that. I'm thinking maybe out over here. Average symmetry. This is good symmetry. Awful. Abysmal. Weak. Abysmal. Awful. Weak. Okay. This is weak symmetry out over here. Awful symmetry. Abysmal symmetry. I'm not surprised about that. And let's see. I still don't exactly know how the symmetry is calculated. That would be an interesting thing to know, for sure. What do we got down here? This is average symmetry over here. Good symmetry. That's awful. This is good. I've not seen a strong symmetry yet. We're definitely interested in strong symmetry, ideally. Wait, did I just see one over here? This is good. This is average. Okay, no, I did not. I don't think. What about up here? This is abysmal symmetry. Sure. There's got to be a place here somewhere that has strong symmetry. I'd like it to be up on this side as well, like up over here, ideally. So this is average symmetry, which isn't awful, but it's not great. This is good symmetry, actually. It's very close to this one, but it does reach a lot of these out over here. I'd really like it to be over on this side. Oh, here's good symmetry. You know what? We'll go with good symmetry. That looks good. So that'll get us those 4. Now, these 2 temples, I do want to get these actually built. So the question is, where would this be considered good symmetry to be built? Out over here, maybe? That's all abysmal symmetry. This is still abysmal symmetry up here. I mean, we don't have a lot of big places we can put it, right? We might have to go with shrines. Yeah, we might actually have to go with shrines, just because of the size. So this would be abysmal symmetry here. If there was anything up here that would be good, I'd do it. Terrain is blocked over here. All of this is abysmal symmetry up here. Yeah. So I don't think we really have a good place where we can put this, to be honest. Let's see if this temple is any different. This is still abysmal symmetry. I'm guessing the symmetry calculation is the same no matter what. So let's see here. Yeah, that's abysmal symmetry there still. Yeah, I think we're not going to get better symmetry. I do want to have... Well, I think we're going to have to do shrines here. I really do. So a shrine here would be pretty ideal. That would require a scenic neighborhood. This would be weak symmetry. Abysmal. Is this still good symmetry? Yeah, we'll do that. So we'll do that for now, and then the other one should be this guy. So this is average symmetry here. This is abysmal. Average. Good symmetry out over here, though. We'll take it. Okay, so that's all of our shrines going. We didn't get any temples built, and that's understood. So that's going to take a while to get all of that constructed, right? No doubt about that one. That's going to be slow. So that's understood for now. Eventually, all of this will get built up, but it's absolutely going to take a while. Looks like we're getting these roads built, though, so that's good. And yeah, we're lacking timber and stone. This is not shocking in the slightest. So we do have a lot of sawyers online at this moment. The only sawyer that we're waiting for is this one. And eventually it'll happen, but we need a lot of timber and a lot of stone for a lot of things. Our levies have been sent to Shaltacon. That's neat. And the real question that I have right now is this going to be enough? I don't know. This is probably not enough farms. And we can consider putting more farms out over this way. And I'm actually interested in doing exactly that. So we could think about putting in a farmer's hut right here. And I'm going to have this be another food production farm. So this is going to be primarily maize out over here. And that's going to be 16 maize. And then we're going to do fruit trees. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're going to do maize fields. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Like that. That should be correct. And then, of course, we're going to run a road around all of this. There we go. And yeah, we're removing some forest. But we need the farmland, I think. I strongly believe that we need that farmland. This well dipper does reach over here, so that looks good. So we'll get that all online. That'll be fine for now. So we should, in theory, no longer need to be importing maize. Let's switch this over to no trade on maize, and let's see what happens. I don't know that these 3 farms are going to be enough to really feed us, but we'll see. We're short of common workers and short of elite workers. Yeah, I'm not surprised about that either. So as far as elite workers go, that means that we're going to need noble compounds. So we don't have any of those, I don't think. And we could also build a royal palace somewhere. That would maybe be like up here. I don't know. Noble compounds we could put in out over like this way. We could put one here. And then just call that good for now. Yeah, we're lacking a lot of things. That's understood. We're going to need to do some importation of obsidian for sure. So let's see here. Obsidian. Nope, that's not here. Yeah, we're going to need to import this. So that doesn't come from Shaltacon. This is not here either. So that means that we're going to need more trading posts for those imports. Okay. So to that end, I'm going to get a road around here, and we're going to get a couple of additional trading posts. One here and one here. And then these are going to be going to... Let's see. Hinterland we can import obsidian from. So that looks good. What else do we need? This will pop up here in a moment. Oh, we need 50 stone to Shaltacon? Sure. Cotton, stone, salt, cotton buds, and megwheat? Okay. So that's understood. So this is out in the hinterlands. So we can bring in cotton buds, which I'm assuming we get cotton from. Yeah, so that comes from cotton fields. So we have obsidian. We need some salt as well. So that doesn't come from the hinterland. So for now, we can come in here and we can say we need salt, but from whom? I'm not sure that anyone can actually get us any salt. Hang on. Hinterland, no order. Shaltacon. Oh, we can get salt from Shaltacon. No, we can't. Never mind. Ah, here we go. This is who we get salt from. That'll do. So, cotton. We've got a cotton weaver, so importing cotton buds should do the trick. So let's import 80 salt, let's import 80 cotton buds, and 80 obsidian for right now. Now, we're going to be pretty negative in our axe monies, probably. We don't have much for collectors at this moment. We should probably put a tax collector out over here. This will reach most of everything over this way. And then a collector down this way as well. So we'll get those online. That'll get us some taxes flowing in. We still need a lot of things. That's for sure. But we're working on it. So we're definitely making some progress here. That's for sure. We've got 18 years left. We've made a lot of progress in this time. So that looks great. And we'll get this farmer's hut online soon enough, producing some food. Okay. So we do need a lot of resources, of course. We have to import clay, we have to import obsidian, we have to import cotton buds, we have to import salt, and I think that's it that we have to import at this moment. We don't have much maize in our granary, so we're probably going to need to further expand our farms, which is deeply, deeply unsurprising. So to that end, I'm thinking a farm down over this direction. In fact, I'm going to put in two of them. I'm going to put in a farmer's hut here and here. And then we're going to do a maize field out over here. There we go. And a maize field down over here. Excellent. Fruit trees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we'll do some chili beds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's not what I wanted. No. Also, I think... Okay, yeah, that didn't overwrite. Good. So we're going to bring this over. We cannot do any canals, so we're just going to have to do this way. So we're going to get 2 additional farms online over here. This is primarily going to be our hinterland out over here, and we can get definitely an additional farm here, probably 2 more here, 1 more here, and that may be about it on this side. But that's probably all we need. So this porter actually does reach all the way over here, so that's beautiful. That means we don't need additional porters over here, which I was concerned about. But we do need to boost up our stone in our export to Shaltacon. Right, this is exporting stone here, but we need to tribute to Shaltacon. So there we go. That is now done. Now, I would definitely like to get these additional quarries online up over here. We're just not building these, and to be honest, I'm not entirely certain why. Okay. I think maybe we lack people up here. That actually does make some amount of sense. So let's put in a pair of common homes right here, just 2. And we're then going to bring this around. And then we can put in some fruit and regular gardens. So a small garden flanking each of... Oh, we don't have a gardener nearby enough. Okay, so this is just going to be fruit gardens then. So that sounds good. So we'll get that underway. That'll produce a little bit of fruit, and also that'll hopefully get us what we need up over here as far as workers go. So that'll get underway eventually. Should not take very long in theory, but, you know, never can tell. This collector isn't done yet, and yeah, these homes over here, they're not maxed out at this moment, although they're getting kind of close. So that is absolutely understood. So we're making some small amounts of progress out over here. Very small amounts of progress. I don't know if we're going to need any additional Megway farms. I think we're probably going to be fine on that. This brewer is resting at the moment. Okay. But it should be fine. We should definitely be able to get components up to here. I'm not particularly concerned about that one. So we're still working on getting all of this done. Getting that stone online is still going to be a bit of an issue for us, I think. Stone is one of our primary lacks at this moment, and I'd love to get these stone quarries online. I'm also thinking there's no stone out over here, is there? This would be a good place to put in a stone quarry. That's a Sawyer. Yeah, there's no stone out over here, but I do think a Sawyer out over here is not a bad idea. We can get that done, and then a stone quarry perhaps down over here. There's not a lot of stone nearby here that I see. Maybe down this way? Yeah, that's not a lot of accessible stone there either. There's some down over here, for sure, but we don't really have access to that right now. We could definitely think about another one up over this way, but we've already got this one. Honestly, I think for the moment, we should just wait and see what our stone ends up feeling like. Because, yeah, this is not really getting us much down here. So, for now, I think that'll be fine. So we're waiting for people to move into these farmers' huts. That will happen eventually. And we're also working on clearing some of this out and getting these farms online. So that seems good for the moment. We currently have 2 maize in our granary. Okay. Well, hopefully we are going to produce enough of that once we get all of this online. So that is slowly happening. The fertility out here is not fantastic, and that's not shocking. Yeah, we should have sources of all of these at this point. And I'm also thinking that we should probably consider putting a couple of gardens here and here. There we go. We'll get those online. So that'll produce a few additional herbs. We need more gardens to tend to. Yeah, I'm aware of that. Actually, we can put a couple of additionals right up over here. A garden here and here. There's a couple of spots there that we can put gardens. Maybe around over here. Like that. And then over here as well. Here. Between those 2 buildings. And maybe even down over here. Okay. That'll do for now. So this gardener is going to need additional gardens, but that'll do. That will get us some amount of herbs flowing in, so that looks good. And we're still working on getting these walls built. Mostly we need stone. Which means I really wish that they'd build these stone quarries. Yeah, I really wish they'd build these stone quarries. So there is more stone actually up over here. We could build a stone quarry outside of the walls, or maybe just inside the walls. Up over here. With the idea being that we expand the road down like that. And we'd only get to this outcrop, but that might be okay. That might be okay. So for now, that looks reasonable. We'll get another stone quarry built up over here eventually. And this hunter lodge will eventually get built as well. And this porter yard. We've got a lot of things that are currently not being built. And I believe that the reason for this is lack of stone. So I'm not terribly shocked about that. I think most things are currently delayed by stone, although this up here is timber. And that is probably because we're needing timber to come into some areas over here, and it's just getting absconded with before it makes its way up here, and it's moving like down here or something. Enemies are on the march from the northwest. That's okay. It is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to fend off these enemies, probably continue to expand our farms is likely going to be pretty necessary. And hopefully we'll get this issue with our stone dealt with. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.